a good night. Say a prayer for Lisa and her family, and pray for the addicts all over the world.
We will.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all have a good night.
Jennifer.
You too.
Good night.
So, Shameless, I got a question for you. I don't know if you'll be able to answer this. And Gina might be able to answer this too.
Go ahead, shoot.
So, with my mom, my biological mom, not my adopted mom, but with my biological mom, if she went through everything that I went through, like her mom selling her, putting her on the rugs and stuff like that, why would she do that to her own child? Like, what was the, if she knew what she went through, that's what I still don't get in my head. I forgive her. She's gone. I forgive her, but it's like, why? That's my whole, I cannot wrap my head around that.
Because that's the lifestyle she knew, so that's the lifestyle she taught you.
I mean, she got married 9 times, and my mind goes into, was she looking for love? But if she was looking for love, I would have given her all the love in the world to my mother. But, like, instead, she straight up told me it was my fault for the way I look, and that's why she told me.
Something was broken inside of her. You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
also narcissistic, honestly. Your statement that you
I
just
look
said is
just like her.
narcissistic.
And that's the weird thing, is I look just like her. Like, you can't, like, no, everybody would know that's my mom if we put her in the lineup.
You have to keep in mind, when you're being sold, people they're looking for one thing, and you know what that one thing is. They don't care what you look like, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but they're there to make you're making them money. That's what they care about. If your mom grew up doing that, and like you said, it's you don't have, or the genes aren't on your side or whatever, but your mom, like, that's what your mom knew, so that's what she taught you.
It's just like when I look at my daughter or my son, you know, I never thought, oh, well, you know what, I'm just going to do to them what happened. I never thought that. I just wanted to protect them with every inch of me. I mean, they were my niece and nephew, and then I adopted them, but it's like, I would never in my life look at my daughter and think, I'm going to ruin her life.
Yeah, no, there was something seriously wrong with her. And I don't need to say that. You know it. You didn't deserve that. Yeah.
Sorry, when I push the button, it like goes on. It might cut somebody off. So
Oh, no,
sorry.
You're fine.
But I would say, in my opinion,
she disappeared. We were in her opinion, and then she disappeared.
You have to change the lifestyle yourself in order to change your children's lifestyle.
I mean, it's just hard though sometimes.
Or the cycle's just going to continue.
I'm sorry, but it was just funny with Shameless. I'm not trying to, like, Carzy with the cars, like, LOL. It was funny that she started and she's like, click. No, I get what you're saying, but my whole thing is like, I get days where, like, I can't function in a sense, you know? And I did break the cycle with the kids, and I did make sure that, like, they didn't get hurt. Even though I was still getting hurt, I was blocking them from going through what I went through. And a lot of people ask me, well, why did you do that? Well, it's because, like, I didn't want them to go through it. Like, it's not good what I went through, and they're not going to have any self-worth. Like, I always wanted these two to feel loved, to feel safe, and to feel like they are somebody, because I never feel like I am anybody.
But keep in mind, addiction doesn't discriminate. You could be rich, you could be middle class, and you could be poor.
Yeah.
It just doesn't discriminate. You could be a straight A student, you could be a teenager experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been in an accident and you're on it for life. It's just...
Melita, by doing all that you do, by doing all that you do for your children? Does it give you something of some value? Do you feel better about yourself for doing it?
Not really. I mean, I pour everything I have, every inch of me, into the two kids. Like I love them so much, and I just want to. I'm constantly on protect mode, which is probably part of my PTSD. Um, but I also worry that I never had parents, so I don't really know if I did it right or if I'm good enough as a parent. I don't know how to explain that. I
I'm
just
gonna
never had.
stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you. You know why? Because you're literally saying you answered her question and you kind of downgraded yourself, like you feel like you're not doing good enough, but you literally just answered the question that she was answering or looking for perfectly, because you are doing it and you are making it work, whether you believe you are or not. Sorry,
Right.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but you might not see it, but I just heard you say it.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. Like I really don't. Like I try so hard every day. Like my daughter, she's schizophrenic and bipolar, and she's got some issues. And I just feel like, was it for what they saw? Like I still have flashbacks. Last night I had a really bad trigger, and I had night terrors all night. And the nightmare that I had was of the time that I got essayed. It was Christmas Eve. They broke into our house. My sister owed them money, and she sold me to cover the debt. And I threw the kids into the closet, and I told them, no matter what, please don't come out. I don't care if you hear mommy screaming. I don't care what noise you hear. Please don't come out. And when it was all said and done, I was taking the sheets off the bed, and my son came out finally, and he just looked at me, and the pure silence in that moment, I will never forget. Like, I, there was no words that were spoken except me saying, I'm okay. Like, I'm fine. Everything's fine. And I had, like, a busted eye and a busted lip, and was in a lot of pain. But I didn't want them to be scared, you know?
That was, you just gave me chills. And what you did was so strong and so amazing to endure that with kids in the closet. I am so sorry you had to even be put in a position like that.
I
Yeah,
was just
she.
so scared that they were going to find them. Like I did everything I could do to take their attention off of where my kids were. Because what people don't realize is that was my sister's, my sister, their biological mom. That was their mom that did that to me, knowing that the kiddos were with me, knowing
Do
that
you think
they were there.
do you think they would have went after the kids if you
Yeah.
weren't there?
Because the people that she was hanging around with did SA my son, and that's why he's still sick to this day. And my daughter, when she was very, very young, something happened, and that's before the government gave him back to me. Like I had to fight because they kept saying I was too young, but like I knew that I would do anything. Like I would lay my life on the line for these kids, and I've done that. I've always put them first and their safety first, because the young Melita inside of me wish someone did that for me.
Yeah. Melita, can you see how worthy you are? Can you see what you've done? And just know that, you are such an incredibly strong young woman, and to go through what you have and then turn around and take your sister's children, and now and they're your children, and it's trauma on top of trauma, but you're still here, and I can't believe it. It's like the worst thing I've ever heard. But do you see your
I'm like, I
worth?
don't even know why I'm still here. No, I don't.
You're meant to be
I
here.
really, really don't.
You're meant to be
But
here.
you do know why you're here. You just told us why you're here. You
Thank you.
literally just stated it. You're here for your kids. You protected your kids. You endured something so your kids didn't have to.
Yep.
Like, I mean, you did something. Like, the way you described it, your sister would have done, whether you were there or not, something was going to happen that night. And you took the brunt of it to protect somebody else. So that speaks. I have chills even trying to talk about it, but the amount of volumes that speaks of as a person for you is very inspiring, and those are the stories that are heartbreaking to hear, but that need to be heard because it is real and it does happen. And if it's triggering for you to talk about it, and you're still doing it anyway, it's because you care that much, and you
Well,
don't even see it in yourself.
I just want people to know, like, it does happen. Like, it happened my whole life. Like, I don't think people realize the last time that happened to me was 4 years ago. Like, I had to get out of that area. I had to change everything, like, basically go into hiding so no one knew where I was. Um, it wasn't an easy thing to do, and trust me, there was many times I was like, well, if I just went back, I would be able to have a roof over my head that's consistent, and like there's so many different things. But due to the fact that now I have no family, I have absolutely nothing that I can call family at the moment because I stopped the train wreck that was happening. Like, because I'm not allowing them to sell me for what they owe anymore. I'm not worthy enough to be family, basically.
Then you create your own. You make your own. So that's the same thing with the clients. A lot of people, they either don't have any family left, or they're not accepting them back, or whatever their situation is. They make families together, and it's actually like one of the most beautiful things. Like, create your own and become a family. You're my
I'm
family
like,
now.
I mean, it's so hard because, like, shameless, like, my real mom didn't want me. I was in foster care. The foster homes treated me horrible. And then, like, I get adopted, and I'm thinking, oh, finally, I have a family. No, 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 no. He was a pedo, and she's in denialville. I mean, I still take care of my mom. I love my adopted mom, but she's still in denial. Like, sometimes she'll say, "Yep, I remember all of that," but then the next day, nothing. Like, there's no, and I know I shouldn't need validation inside of her, but I also want answers. Like, how did you continue to? I understand that he beat her and stuff, and I understand that my real mom and him had a deal, but like, why would you continue to allow that? And the only time that we left and went to Florida to get away was because she was tired of what he was doing to her, not because of what he was doing to me.
You're one of the stories that people see on TV, they don't see in real life. So for your mom to do what she did was wrong, completely wrong, and you know that. And you dropped a toxic family, people that were taking advantage of you, so and exploiting you for their own selfish needs. And then you come on TikTok and you're explaining this to you, and I'm reading the comments of the support that you have, and you're touching people's lives by explaining this. And I don't know what you do for work or anything, but maybe this is something that you should try to get yourself kind of into, because you're sharing such a strong story that a lot of people would never share.
Well, I
Yeah.
just feel like people should know that this stuff happens. I mean, they see it on TV and stuff, but a lot of people think, oh, that's so far fetched. A parent wouldn't do that, or, that wouldn't happen like that, but it does. And like, I do customer service for a living for a big company, a big corporation. I've done it for 4 years, but I keep getting told that I need to write a book or I need to do that. I mean, I write poetry, but I don't know how to write a book, and I wouldn't even know how to go about getting it published or anything like that.
You
But I
just write.
do.
Start
You
journaling.
just write. Yep. Just write. Write your thoughts down. Or if you're laying in bed at night and you can't think, just be like, hey, if I say, hey, Siri, it'll probably pop up. But, hey, Siri, make a note of this. And then you kind of start putting the pieces together. Because my daughter is actually writing a book about bullying. She's
Yeah.
13. And then she just got it approved for a producer. So to be produced into a movie. And you just have to, like, your story is so strong and so inspiring that you really should try to make it work in a way. Because
Get it out there more so than just being on TikTok with it. And
yeah,
So
because
what I worry about is like triggering more people. Like I worry so bad about other people's feelings. I don't want anybody to feel sad or hurt or after they hear it when they go to bed or having night terrors because of me. Like that's what I'm worried about.
yeah, but why are you worried about that? That's not a reason to be worried, because I mean, okay, never mind. Let me reword that. I can understand why you would be worried like that, but look at what Lisa and Kim are doing, and look at the things that we're watching go on with Lisa. That's triggering. That's scary. That's wrong. That's like not the way it should be. And you're sharing a story that can actually help somebody come forward and say, this is what happened to me. Kind of like how I shared my story with what was going on, because I got sick of watching all the cash apps and stuff and that threat come through. And now I'm dealing with the backlash of it, with the being doxxed, and I'm lying about cancer, and I just want clout and all that. But that comes with the territory of speaking, publicly speaking. And on this platform, it is hard to, you get the hate. I got it. I mean, I woke up to three different things this morning that literally threw me off through the whole day. I was so upset because, and then I had to focus on my daughter's birthday. But you can't make that upset you and make it hard on you, because you have a story and it needs to be told.
See, I think with me, it's like the DMs that I get after the fact of like, what they're gonna do and stuff like that. That really does scare me because I don't want to go through that again. Like I've been able to keep myself safe for 4 years, and I'm like terrified to go through that again. And like I check my doors and my windows like every night. Like I can't sleep unless I check it 4 or 6 times. Like I just can't. I have to have a light on. I have to have noise I know. Like, and then I got pregnant from one of the essays, and that date's coming up, and it always throws me off when I have to remember the day that I lost my daughter. Like it's just like I just feel like I'm gonna hurt somebody speaking up, and I don't want to hurt anybody the way I'm hurting.
I don't know how you carry so much. I don't know how you do it, but because you're here and you're talking about it, I mean, and then I worry for you because you are talking about it. And when we go to bed tonight, how does it hurt you more? Or do you think after like a day or two, does it help you knowing
I
that
think
you can?
I think it helps. You know, it hurts obviously because then I'll have nightmares and I can remember things clearer. So like with me, and I don't know if Shameless knows what I'm talking about when I say this, but like when I go to bed, my nightmares are like a movie in a sense. I can't turn it off. I can't stop it, but I'm inside of a movie and I can still feel everything. I can still hear everything. I can still taste everything. It's like it's happening right then and there and there's no exit door. Like I can't find my way out. And then I
Yeah,
wake up like
you're
screaming and
still
sweating.
you're still like you're still fighting through the trauma of it though. Like you're not, I'm not saying you're not letting it go, but it's you're in survival mode. You're just going through life like stepwise. You're doing what you have to do. You're not really living a life because like you said, you have to lock the doors, you have to sleep with music, you have to do this, and you're doing all these things that you have to do to make yourself comfortable, but you're not living, you're just surviving. Like I
Well, see,
don't
I
know.
don't know how to live though. I don't know if I don't know I don't know how to do that. Like I'm trying, but I always worry I'm doing something wrong. I always worry like I'm not normal, like because it's so different for me. Like it's so extremely different for me. Like I get anxiety just going to the store and being around so many people. I get so scared that something's going to happen. Like I'm always on guard, and that's why I barely sleep. Like they put me on medicine to help with my PTSD, so I sleep because I generally get maybe an hour, 2 hours of REM cycle sleep, and the rest is literally my brain fighting with my body not to run.
It's your
Yeah, that
PTSD
yeah.
mixed with your subconscious and then coming out in night terrors. So
Hmm.
Yeah,
that's definitely normal and it's going to happen, especially at night when you close your eyes. Hopefully, not every night, but it's definitely going to come through in that manner because it is PTSD. As time goes on, it will get better and it will ease up. And then certain circumstances, as you know, is going to bring it back too.
Yep. And you have to
so
face it too. You talk about it and I can hear you talking about it. I can hear the upsetness in your voice, but you also have to like kind of let it sit in there too and just be like, I know that this happened. I'm acknowledging it and give it the acknowledgement it deserves, and then tell yourself, you know what, I can do this because I just thought about this and I'm doing good with it. Or like I got over that emotion, or I didn't lock the door today, or I didn't look over my shoulder. I really wanted to, but I didn't because I fought that urge to do it to make sure that I'm safe. You have to like kind of fight your way back into living again and get yourself out of that just like autopilot survival mode.
yeah.
Sometimes I'll put the television on and just put my phone away and just watch Shameless. What else can we do for post traumatic? That just in the moment to make things easier. Do you know of anything like an
Well,
activity or maybe
yeah,
call a
there's
friend?
absolutely anything that is calming to yourself, to the brain. I mean, a lot of these things I've even been told, and I'll be honest, I should follow them, but I struggle with it just due to time and like my own PTSD. But huge things like anything that can calm you. So, literally anything, whether that's art, if that's cooking. Sorry, you can hear my son in the back. Anything that can calm you. Some people meditate, some people journal, just anything that can calm you at night. Like if I get too amped up or I feel like I have a lot to say or I'm just really mad and I'll write it on paper. I'll put it into my journal, and I might not do it every night, but I put it in there. I'll write it down. It just depends on what calms each person. Taking a hot bubble bath and just like listening to rain sounds, turning off the lights, that can help someone. It's just something or anything that can calm you.
Writing it down in a piece of paper and acknowledging it, and then like throwing it at the wall or something. I'm gonna throw the. You know what? I just had this thought.
Burning it. Yep.
Yep. That, and you throw it in the garbage. I'm not gonna think about it again. You have to like kind of like fight your brain to not think about that again.
That's actually a group that we actually hold. Is we have had, the clients literally write down things. Yeah. And then each of them, if they wanted to share it, they could. If they didn't, they obviously didn't have to. But they wrote what they wanted. And then we did like, like a little a fire pit. And they threw them in there and watched them burn. And it was their, kind of their way of making it release the power over them. So taking their power back, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that was obviously with a group theme, but there's so many good ways of doing that. Anything that you can think of that can calm you. And, I have my own. I always hated like the meditation, and nothing against it. It works for many people. I just didn't like it. I always, because my brain, every time my mouth is quiet and I close my eyes, my brain just goes nuts. I can't focus on what they're, whatever it is going off and doing what they tell me to. So I eventually started using those guided meditations and would lay in the bath.
Too. I love them.
They work so much better because it's telling my brain what to do.
Yep.
So that's a good one. It worked for me. Yeah, that's always a good one too. Hope that helps.
Melita, what are your coping skills?
Crying. No, okay. That's, it's funny. Like, I hold things in, like, a lot. Like, the only time, like, I'll cry or release something is if it gets to that point where someone will send me, like, a cute little puppy that gets adopted video, and I'm just crying my eyes out. That's, like, the only time I show that type of, I guess, put my guard down. It takes a lot. So the only thing that I do now is I'll write my poetry or I'll paint, but it doesn't always help, if that makes sense. I try, but it just doesn't always stop.
So I went to, when I was diagnosed with cancer, I kind of went into survival mode, autopilot, and I wasn't living, I was just surviving. I went on a trip in June, and it was a no phone allowed trip. So I got on a plane, I went with a bunch of strangers that I didn't know, and we all met at a house, and we went whitewater kayaking, and every night we did these. We sat around a fire and we talked about the things that upset us. So it was pretty much like a cancer support group, but Jagged Rock. And they told us they wanted to write down all the positives about us on that rock. What we felt about ourselves, what we could do for ourselves, like how just the positives, like I could fight this, I could do this, and then take all that take that Jagged Rock and put all your negative energy, all those negative thoughts that you have, all those like past trauma, or I'm mad that I have cancer, or I'm mad that this happened to me, and you take that rock and you just throw it and let it go. And when I did that, that was so hard for me to do, but I literally had a panic attack after I did it, and it was probably one of the most amazing experiences that I ever went through because of the way they did it. And I wonder if there's like a support group like that you can do. because it literally brought me back into a living again, not just surviving.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you for
think
sharing that.
I think with me, it's like it's also really hard because I got sick from all of this. So as much as I would love for it just to be dealt with and pushed, like not pushed aside, but like just dealt with, it's kind of hard when I have constant reminders because I wind up in the hospital because of it, or you know what I mean. Like I'm sick at home because like it's like a constant fight to keep going and keep my life going.
Guess what? I know exactly how that feels because I fight every day for my life. But I went on the trip anyway. So
Yeah,
I know that they have stuff out there for something like that for you. You should look into it and try and find one. And this was a live in the moment trip. They didn't want you to use electronics. They wanted you to learn, not learn, but enjoy yourself. And I came back a whole new person by doing that trip because of the way we sat around at night and the things that we did during the day. And we talked about things that you can't talk about with other people that don't know what you're going through.
yeah,
I mean, you were telling it to us, but I can't relate with you because it's never happened to me. But when I was on that trip, I was with 12 other cancer patients and I could relate to every single one of them. And we all cried almost every night. There was tears in someone's eyes because as we were telling our stories, it was a relief, but it was powerful and strong at the same time.
yeah. No, I'll
And I
definitely
think,
look to see if there's anything like that, around that can be helpful to me. I also, I hate to say it like this, but I'm also on limited time with stuff because I'm a caretaker to two people that can't 100% take care of themselves. They just don't know that my doctor told me this week that what I have is getting worse. I haven't told anybody yet in my household. Um, I don't want to scare them, and I have to go back in for more testing to see if it came back, which I really don't want to deal with.
well, don't ignore it.
I mean, they already took the ability of me ever having kids away. I mean, at this point, it's like there's nothing else that they can take away. Like they took everything from me.
But you don't want them to take your health either. I mean, okay, wait, whoa, that was a bad thing to say. You don't want them to take your happiness or your living as well.
Melita, you still have yourself, and
Yeah.
you are worthy. You are
Yeah,
beautiful.
don't let them take that from you.
You
I'm just
have
tired of
purpose.
fighting. You know what I mean? Like, you ever get just tired of fighting? I'm just tired of
Every
it.
day. Every
Yeah,
day.
we all have
And,
different things, but yeah,
and then
yeah.
I
I
feel
mean,
so selfish because, like, I'll ask for, like, I just want a day of, like, to myself or whatever, but I can never get that. And then they make me feel like I'm so selfish because I just want time for myself.
Yeah, that's narcissistic behavior, but everybody needs time to themselves. And that's another thing too is you said you don't have like babysitters and stuff, but there are people that would watch your kids for you, so you can do something like that, you know? There are people
Well,
that
it's my elderly
or
adopted mom that I take care of, and my son. He's over the age of 18, but he has some issues. So I do everything for them. And my
yeah, but
adopted
you
mom,
also
she
need to fill your bucket. Your bucket's
yeah,
empty. You can't take care of others if you can't help yourself.
yeah.
it's true. Can I don't want to change the subject. I just wanted to share something with you that made me feel better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So last week it was 3 years that I had lost my son. And the night before, I was at the cemetery and I was there till after it just got dark, and I was sitting on the grass, and I picked myself up and just drove home. And then the next day I had plans on going to this place to get these roses that are cheaper than other places. And I thought, well, I'll just get like 4 dozen and then go back by myself. Well, the next day I got a text by his girlfriend, and she texted, "Hey, I've been thinking about you. Did you lose a red lighter?" And soon as she said it, it was like a gut punch because I realized where she was. And I said, "Probably." And I told her, I'm gonna, I said if she was interested, I was gonna go to the cemetery and then I would go afterwards. And if she was interested, I'd like to meet up with her. And she says, "Well, I'll probably still be here." And I said, "Well, it's going to be a couple hours." And she says, "That's okay." And then I went over and we talked there for like an hour. And I thought, well, maybe we'll go to this one pub. She's 23. And so instead, we thought of it. we went to this local ice cream place that she worked when she was a teenager. And we got peanut butter milkshake, extra peanut butter. And it was the way he liked it, that he always loved his peanut butter milkshakes. And it was just really nice to connect and talk a lot with her and find out where she is in life. And I haven't seen her in 2 years. But like on the holidays, she'll text. So just currently, she's not dating anybody. And I think a lot of it has to do with if she's dating somebody or not. If she reaches out more or something. But so it was nice to reconnect with her and just find out where she is in life. And she said she'll always be there for me. And then I said that to her, but I feel because she's 23, I should be there for her. It shouldn't be that she's there for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get what you mean.
They
That was really nice of her, though. You know what I mean? And you were her support system for that too. So it was a good two-way thing, you know.
Yep. Yeah, it was. I think it was probably the most appropriate way to spend the day.
Yeah,
You
definitely was. Gina, I'm
Yeah,
so proud of you with everything that you've been through today. I really am proud of you.
I'm proud of you. The
I'm
way you
proud of
just
you too.
shared, the way you just shared your story is, I mean, you're so brave and strong to be able to talk about what you're talking about on this app with all the hate that goes around on here. Chats like this make it worth it because we're not just talking. We're not like, we're not bashing each other. This isn't a gossip session. We're having a genuinely like
It's real.
a real and like
Mm.
intimate conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like therapy support. It's a support, it's just, a
Yeah,
safe place to listen and extend a helping hand, and we're healing. Yeah, you're exactly right, guys.
Yeah.
And I wish we could do more things like this often, because there's just during the day it's a lot of drama and stuff on here, but then when I get into like a live at night and I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you guys talk, and we're like going over these things and we're sharing our experiences with each other, it's we're we're getting these things off our chest that need to be let go.
Yeah, and I think like what Raven said, like I do want to do a few weekly lives, like set dates that we do lives like this, and we let people come up and talk and express themselves. You know.
All right, so then I think that that's a great idea. I'm definitely down for that. So why don't you inbox me? And I don't know, can we do like a three-way inbox or?
I don't think we can. I don't think TikTok does that. It's not that cool.
Okay,
We could do Zoom if you
we
think that would work.
we
I
could do
mean,
Zoom, but if other people want to get into it too, then
Yeah.
maybe being on here for a couple times would be good. Hey,
Yeah, definitely.
do me a favor, put Raven in a box.
Raven, okay, guess. Okay, I sent the invite. Oh, she said no. Raven's like, sorry, not
Raven,
going.
Raven. Well, I hope that you do come get in a box. That's why I
We
told
will
her to
get
put
you
you
one
in
day,
one.
Raven. We will get you
Yeah.
one day.
Don't
We will.
we all no, don't panic. But we're all sharing, and if you want, like you said, that someday you'll get an unbox, but someday could be today. I mean,
there's not
we're
that
having
many in
a
here.
yeah,
Well, to be
there's
honest with
not.
you, it's like one something right here, and I got to get up for work in the morning. So I'm gonna go tomorrow. Are you guys busy? Because I get off early tomorrow.
All right.
I get off at 8:30 tomorrow. Who's good for tomorrow?
I'm good.
Yeah, I should be around tomorrow.
Okay, so Raven is going to get in the box tomorrow. So
All right, tomorrow.
we,
So like
tomorrow,
8:30ish.
Raven, be ready. Be ready. Yeah, let's do 8:30.
All right, and then we'll work on I'll message you during the day. I'll give you my number. You could text me
Okay,
or you message me with and your number
I'll
and
text you my
we'll try
number.
to work on yeah, and we'll work on trying to set up something and then we'll get it out there, okay?
Yeah,
We'll
that
see
will
how
work,
that
and at
works.
least we'll help as much people as possible, even if it's just a laugh. You know what I mean? For a good
Yeah.
laugh that night.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Sounds
I
good.
love you girls. You guys are
You
amazing, and I
too.
love Big Dog. I know he can't come up yet. Can everybody please go follow him because this poor man lost his account for no reason.
I think he commented on my I think I did follow him. Nope, I didn't. I think he commented on my post on another page warning me about something.
Yeah,
Big Dog, did you comment on a post like this morning or last night?
I felt so bad that he lost his that was just ridiculous. But people like LR can still get on here panicking, yelling, screaming, and you know what I mean, cussing and threatening people, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Do
is
you know her sister came in here? Not Jess, but I saw the other one come in and then left.
mine.
The other one, the LR sister.
Jay.
What?
Not Jess.
Did
It
she
wasn't
come
Jess.
in
It's
here?
the other one.
Ronnie? Yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't see
she
her.
No.
came in.
I don't.
Yeah, her screen name's Muddy Girl, and she came in for when Jennifer was in here, and then left probably after we stopped talking about LR.
Yeah.
Don't know
I
why.
can well, 'cause they don't want to talk about her. Remember, they're seeing this every day. This is traumatizing
Yeah.
to them. It's hard for them.
No, I agree with you. I just wish that they would understand. Like we're not like we want. I understand them because I'm going through it with my family, but also I went through it too. You know. But I also want them to know that like we really care about them, and we would never say anything. horrible. You know what I mean? About them or to them or about their
So
family.
your account got banned because you said that someone's out there to get us.
What?
That is the stupidest reason to get your account banned. They
Sure is.
come, but yeah, that's stupid. But other people can sit here and chase
Threaten
people, and
people.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we can't
Big
even
dog.
say like R word, but everybody else, or we can't even say the DR word, and everybody else is like calling people CRACK.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like come on.
Or threaten to dox them, and like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. But like you said, you have to go. I'm not going to keep you up
Yeah.
here because we'll end up talking for another 45
I,
minutes.
I know, and then you'll have to yell at me to go to bed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still got to mop because of that flood we had in the house. I haven't done that yet, so I got to mop all the floors before I go to bed.
Oh my
But
gosh.
Well,
B, don't forget to follow Big Dog if you're not following him, please, so that way he can get to the account that he needs.
I
yeah,
did.
I just followed him too. He had followed me, and I just followed him back.
Gina, I'm gonna
But
text you right now my cell phone number so you can text me, okay? And you too,
okay,
B.
All right. All
Big
right,
Dog, do you
okay.
want to
ladies.
be in the text chain? I don't know if I should send it to him or not.
Well, if you send it to us, and then I can set up like a text chain
Okay. All
if
right. Yeah, I was
whoever
just
wants to
asking if
be
you wanted
added
to be
to it.
part of it. Okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
we'll put it
All
out there
right.
that we're gonna do it, and then we'll try and do it privately somehow.
Okay.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right. Good night,
Love you
ladies.
guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.